Right, get it all. Moving along, the Surah Hashr. Right, this is a gathering, right? The gathering where we speak that which is true, right? And this is Surah 59, right? Whatever is in the heavens and the earth exalts Allah, and He is exalted in might and the wise, right? 2. So the decree of Allah, right, sometimes come from from a space where you least expect, right? Decree of Allah sometimes come from a space in which you or I or anybody expects, right? Um, right. Allah gives His messengers power over whom He wills and is over all things, right? And all things competent, right? So Allah has especially if there's a situation where earth is out of balance and so on, right? Allah can choose whom He wills to restore situations, amend, rectify earth situations, and all that, right? Um, so for anyone seeking the bounty from Allah and His approval, meaning the approval of Allah and Allah alone, right? For those seeking bounty and approval from Allah, right? For those people are a share, meaning you seek God, right? You attain God and what God has to offer, right? That's what it means. You act in righteousness and you actively seek God and seek to know God. You by virtue of that you acquire that which whatever God has to offer, right? So whoever is protected from the stinginess of his soul, it is those are successful, right? Meaning give, right? If you give freely, right? Is one of the things recommended in this way of life, right? To give, right? And there's a share for those who says, God forgive us, or Allah forgive us, and our brothers who preceded us in faith, right? And put not in our hearts any resentment towards anyone who had believed, right? So pay no mind to those who fight you behind cities or from behind walls, within cities or behind walls, right? So remember I was saying this to myself, there are forces who do not show themselves, right? You do not show who you are, but you are behind the scenes in the shadows, right? And acting and speaking and acting and putting voices into people's heads and all kind of stuff like that, right? Those are forces that are acting behind the scene. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Those are forces that are acting behind the scenes and do not want you to know, hey, this is who I am or this is who, right? So that's why I could come here on online and I could be myself publicly and privately, but there are forces out in the universe and out in the world and earth, right, that are acting behind the scenes and they don't want you to know who they are, right? So there's a level of violence or enmity, and that's leave that up to others, right? There's an enmity between other people, right? And between themselves, that has nothing to do with you or I if you are going through this, right? So let every soul look to what it has put forth for tomorrow, meaning watch the seed that you sow, right? Watch the sow that you see, the seeds that you sow today, for it will have a consequence for tomorrow, right? He is Allah other than whom there is no deity. Know of the unseen and the witness. He is entirely merciful, they are especially merciful, right? He is Allah other than whom there is no deity, the sovereign, meaning the free, the pure, the perfection, grant of security, overseer, or exalted in might, the compeller, the superior, right? Exalted is Allah above those that is associated, meaning you, I, or anybody else on earth, right? Or in other realms and so on. Exalted is Allah above that which is associated with Him. Allah is creator, producer, fashioner. To Him belongs the best of names. Whatever is on heavens and earth, exalt Him, right? So free from imperfection, peace, soundness, right? One who observes, guards, protects, reassures, right? Fulfills His promises, right? Irresistible force without limitation. One who is above all things, who compels creation to be as He wills. The amender, the rectifier, one who repairs, restores, completes, or set things right once again out of mercy, right? Supreme, complete, perfect in His essence, right? Destined existence, who destined existence for His creation, who brings creation into existence, who gives every creation its particular form, right? So these are the descriptions, very, very beautiful description to whoever authored or to whom Allah has revealed this knowledge, right? Very, 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 very perfect, perfect in description, right? So this is Surah 59, and it has it captures a lot, right? Watching the seeds you sow today so that you have proper consequences for later down in life, right? And it contains a very beautiful description, right, of God, and asking people to seek God and seek the approval of God or Allah, same thing, right? Seek the approval of Allah, right? And whatever that which you do, right? So have a good day, everybody.